Media Cafe is a physical location and it's a virtual location. Now, if you go into the physical one, that's in little 5 points, but I'm going to walk you through the virtual one real quick. Most landing pages on websites are like a sales page, like come try all our shit out. It's great. But ours, not so much. Ours assumes that somebody invited you to our website and that you know why you came to the website. And so we put all the action steps right on the homepage. First and foremost, you can get your club member badge right here. If somebody has invited you to be a club member and you've signed up, when you come to our events, you get access to the Creative Drinking Club. You also get access to other perks and tools on the website. First thing is if you're kind of new to the community, then you're going to probably want to just click join the network free check-in. And what that's going to do is it's just going to introduce us to you. So just because you've been to one of our events, you may be even an active member, doesn't mean you've actually been checked in, doesn't mean that we really know who you are or how to connect with you. Let's take a quick look at what that is, what it means, and we're going to go through that real fast for you. Okay, this is a one-time only thing. Just do it once and you're good to go. It sort of brings you into our system and allows us to know how to connect you best to other people and how to connect people best to you. You know, why are you here? What are you doing? What's your goals? So on and so forth. So we're just going to get the basics, your name, your other name, that could be a nickname or a brand name, whatever you represent, basics, email, phone number, website, all this stuff. But then we're going to ask you about what community you're part of. And the reason we do that is because Mixed Deity is a community of communities. Really what we're doing is bridging the gap between different communities that are too siloed to really take advantage of all the resources that are out there for the different creatives. So what community are you a part of? What community are you best known in? If I went to you and said, hey, we're looking for somebody who is such and so and forth, which community are you going to be able to say, oh, I know a bunch of people in that group, right? So what we've broken it down to is the music industry. If you're active in the music industry, people know you in it. That's a big one. Film industry, if people know you in the film industry. Events industry, if people know you in the events industry. We also have activism. Do you do a lot of activism stuff? Do people know you for that? Movement, right? That includes martial arts, dance, yoga, fitness, etc. Is that the kind of people that you spend time with? Wellness, mental, physical, medicines, horticulture, culinary arts, anything that has to do with wellness, anything that has to do with storytelling, writer, journalist, blogger, public speaker, so on and so forth. If you are of that ilk, you know, you have a podcast, you're a person who's always out there storytelling or dealing with storytellers or journalists, or that's a big part of what you do, and people know you for that, then that's part of the community that maybe that you're in. Technology, maybe you hang out with coders and VR people and AR people and AI and UX design and data resources and IT and networking. Maybe that's your community. Business, maybe you're into startups, R&D, joint ventures, ROI growth, portfolio development, all that kind of stuff. That's a community to be involved in. Maybe you're more of a fringe type person. Maybe you're the artist, the outcast, the counterculture, traveler, off-grid, kink, whatever. Maybe you reject communities and that's your community. Community rejected communities, whatever. We all have the groups of people that we spend time with, whether it's for work or profession or family or fun or whatever, but that's who knows us, and we want to know who knows you, so that if we're looking for somebody in that group for a project or a connection or an opportunity, that we can go to you and say, hey, you said that you're part of the movement community or the wellness community, and there's a wellness event happening and this and that. We're looking for XYZ. We didn't find it in our immediate network. So since we're a network of networks, do you have anybody you recommend? And the idea is that we can get that word of mouth value that you get from your friends without being limited to just your friends. Mixed Deity becomes a network of networks to where it's actually a community of communities. And so you can still get a personal word of mouth from somebody you don't even know, because everybody in this community has been brought in by personal word of mouth and personally invited. And so even if you don't know them, you know that somebody invited them and somebody thought highly of them. And that's how we create an exponential access point for that word of mouth that can go far beyond your own immediate community. So we want to know what community you're involved in. That's what the first that first question is there. Moving on down the line, we want to know why you're here. Like, what's your motivation? So maybe you're just looking to check out community and events. Maybe you're looking to volunteer, collaborate, and get involved. Maybe you've got your own project you want to launch. You want to get it in the incubator. Maybe you're just looking for talent, opportunities, or gigs. Maybe you're a buyer. Maybe you're looking to hire venues, hire services, hire vendors, talent, whatever. Maybe you've got your own projects and you're looking to tap our community for talent. That's fine. Maybe you're a seller. Maybe you have all of these things, a product, service, or vendor, sell, or a brand you want to promote. Fine, that's cool. Everybody who's buying something is also a person who's selling something. Anybody who's selling something is also probably going to need to buy something. So why not just cross-pollinate the whole thing? At least we keep it in the community, right? Maybe you're an investor. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you're just looking for creative business opportunities to put money behind because that's what you do. That's fine. We have some of those in the community and we can connect you with them. Maybe you're a mentor. Maybe you've done all of this. You've done everything. It's like nothing is new to you under the sun. Cool. Well, come lend us your advice. That's totally great too, and welcome. So it really takes all kinds to make a world, and it takes all kinds of different and differing things to make an ecosystem, and that's what we are. We are an ecosystem, and so this is explaining how doing the check-in will help us understand where you are in this ecosystem and where you're trying to go. Then, of course, the next step is I'm interested in offering my personal resource of blank. So we know what you're looking for. We know where you're coming from. We've got your basic contact information. Now we want to know, what do you have to offer, right? It's always an exchange. And there's a lot of different things that have value. I think in the society that we live in, everybody just kind of assumes money is the metric for all value, but we really kind of reject that hypothesis. We think that it's one. I think it's one of many, right? So some other things that have incredible amounts of value are time. Your time is incredibly valuable. Your skills are valuable. Your network is valuable. Your money is valuable. Your location is valuable. Your items, your products are valuable. Your other, you tell me what the amazing, cool, and interesting value that you have that you want to offer, like to this ecosystem. What are you bringing to the table? And all of this there's no right or wrong answer to any of this, okay? Like, it's just whatever makes sense to your reality, just put that in, and that's fine, okay? This is not like any kind of a test or anything. We're just trying to know how to connect with you better, so just be honest about whatever you're going to choose on here. So the next question that's going to come up in your check-in is, how do you self-identify, right? And that means not necessarily your pronouns. Doesn't really, we don't have any need for that.
Hey,
It doesn't. We want to know what you do. Yeah. What? Oh gosh. What
yeah,
happened?
yeah.
It's
I
Brandon, everybody. Brandon, what are you
yeah,
doing, buddy?
hi. Just as a good idea, as you walk people through this form, it might be cool for you to do a little zoom in on the window
Oh
and
right.
just
Yeah. It's probably pretty.
we
Oh
see
yeah.
all
Look at that. I can do that. See,
yeah, no, that's
this is
why
why I
we're
keep you
here.
around, Brandon. You just got
But
lots of good advice.
you're doing great. Keep going.
So, all right, boom, ba doom, boom, ba doom. I self identify as a what? Musician, singer, dancer, actor, filmmaker, entrepreneur, healer, DJ, activist, culinary artist, teacher, studio engineer, comedian, poet, writer, promoter, model, photographer, bartender, gamer, parent, coder, social butterfly, martial artist, talent, circus, historian, producer. There's probably more, but at least a couple of those, right? When you check these, you're basically saying that this is either who I am or who I'm trying to be or who I want to be. And the reason why both of those apply is because we are here not just to empower people who have already attained some level of status. We do help those people, but we also help people who are just getting started out, student to doer to mentor, the whole spectrum. And that is our community. Everybody has something to gain from everybody in that if it's arranged well, right? And then a couple of other basic things I learned about mixed deity from, tell us who invited you, please. That helps. And by the way, if nobody invited you, just say, that you're submitting to join or you want to apply. We can talk to you about that. Tell us something about we wouldn't think to ask. This is pretty self-explanatory. There's no way we could possibly understand every question to ask to discover who you really are. So this is just an open-ended space for you to just color it in. What do we not know about you that you think we should know? What would you like to share? What makes you unique? What really, write anything you want in this space. You can put a haiku in this space. It doesn't matter. Anything you feel like putting in there, just put something in there. And then we got social media, which is optional. Once you've submitted who you are, the next thing we want to do is we actually want to look at this and then have a chat with you. There's only so much stuff you can do through the computer. At some point, you need to just be human about it and actually have a conversation. We want to actually know who you are. It's what we have to know in order to really be able to help you. And that's why we exist, is to do a good job of connecting people together. If we can just connect the creatives The buyers, the sellers, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the writers, the mentors, the understudies, the new, the old. If we can just facilitate the connection better in a way that's uh, organic and in a way that doesn't have a weird peripheral agenda, like there's a lot of things out there that connect you. There's dating apps and Facebook and all sorts of social media, but they all have this underlying business agenda behind them. So they're kind of connecting you, but they're also dividing you, and they're also capturing you. It's not a genuine uh, intent. We don't need to capture your eyes or sell you anything. You don't have to buy anything. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to make sure that the connections happen, because our core belief is that all the resources we need to be successful are already here. They're right here. And the problem is that they're getting siphoned up to the top 1% and then trickled back down in little increments. And they're basically pissing on our head and telling us that it's raining. And then they're going to sell us a fucking umbrella that's better than the umbrella we had last year, because last year's umbrella is a piece of shit. You can't have that. You got to have the new umbrella, the better umbrella. This has a circular button on it instead of square buttons on umbrellas for rain. That's so last year. You're embarrassing yourself by having that outdated umbrella. Come on. So yeah, we don't need all that. All we have to do is connect better. All the resources we need to be successful are right here on our own level. Instead of us being pitted against each other with gatekeepers and manufactured conflicts, fuck all that noise. Let's just get together and collaborate and succeed. That's why we do what we do. That's literally why we even exist, is to perform that function.